He had barely stepped into the kitchen when he triggered the trap. An arrow pierced his right leg, but instead of the agonized scream one might expect, he merely let out a few grunts of annoyance. That's right, he couldn't feel any pain at all. This is the premise of the new American TV series Novocaine that premiered just 3 months ago. The story's protagonist, Nate, is a bank manager living an ordinary life, going through the daily motions. But who would have guessed he harbored an immense secret? One day, while pouring coffee, his co-worker Shelly suddenly tapped him on the shoulder. Startled, he spilled the scalding beverage all over his hand, turning it bright red. Shelly apologized profusely, unaware that Nate couldn't feel a thing. To make it up to him, Shelly invited Nate out to dinner after work. They went to a restaurant, where Shelly's curiosity was piqued by Nate's avoidance of solid foods. Although Nate claimed he wasn't very hungry, Shelly still playfully lifted a forkful of cake to his mouth. Nate firmly refused, not daring to cross that line. Seeing the inquisitive look in Shelly's eyes, Nate decided to come clean. He suffers from a hereditary condition called congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, meaning he can't feel any pain whatsoever. While it might not sound serious, the impact on his life has been immense. To avoid inadvertent injuries, Nate has wrapped all the sharp edges of his furniture in tennis balls. He can only eat liquid foods. Fearing solid food could cause him to bite his tongue. After hearing Nate's explanation, Shelly felt incredibly guilty, but Nate remained calm, having long grown accustomed to his condition. Doctors once told him the average life expectancy for SIPA was only 25 years, yet here he was at 30, feeling incredibly fortunate. Seeing Shelly's sincere gesture with the cake, Nate didn't want to disappoint her. Mustering his courage, he carefully took a bite, his first taste of solid food in his entire life. He was utterly captivated by the wonderful flavor. The two returned to Nate's home, where Shelly not only admired the tattoo Nate had personally designed for himself, but they also shared a delightful, intimate moment. Nate thought his happy life was finally beginning, but fate had a cruel joke in store. It was Christmas Day when 3 robbers dressed as Santa Claus walked into the bank. Using their weapons, they easily took control of the scene. To get the vault password, one of the robbers pointed his gun at Shelly, threatening Nate to reveal the code. Left with no choice, Nate agreed to give the robber the password. However, just as they were about to make their getaway, the police arrived. Seeing this, the robbers grabbed Shelly as a hostage, and the police didn't dare make a move.
Okay.
They shoved Shelly into their car and sped off. With local police short-staffed during the holidays, Nate knew he had to save Shelly himself. As he was about to pursue in a police car, he noticed an officer had been shot. Nate quickly removed his own belt and tied it around the officer's leg to stop the bleeding. Grabbing the officer's gun, he jumped into the police car and floored the accelerator, chasing after the fleeing robbers.